Earlier this week, civil rights activists met with the NFL commissioner, Roger Goodell. They told him things must change or the league's cash could be impacted. And that was very key. And I want to talk more about that. The NAACP president, Derrick Johnson, friend of the show, was one of those leaders with Goodell. And he joins us live this morning. We've been waiting on you because your voice is so necessary and so important. So good morning. You spoke with Roger Goodell on Monday. Then he had that news conference on Wednesday, and he uttered things that we've heard him say before, Derrick. We're going to do better. There's more to do here. We're going to study this and try to make a difference. Did the presser reflect any of your conversation?
But Roger Goodell is the commissioner of the league, but it's a league of team owners that really dominate the decision-making process. And so we had a candid conversation with the commissioner. We heard the very same things you heard in his press statement, but we recognize that the decision makers are each team owner is a set of fiefdoms that are subsidized by our tax dollars and patronized by our viewership and our attendance in the game. And so for the African American community, we must demand that the league truly reflect not only the players on the fields, but the fans that are sitting on the sofas or in the stands. And so at this moment, we have to push back against the foolishness we seen yesterday. If that is the best they can do in terms of a coach to represent the community and the players, he's going to be laughed off the field. I don't see how he can get the respect of the players if that's how he communicate with players, more or less how he communicate with the public.
Yeah, and we're talking about a franchise that was the catalyst for a very big lawsuit and the discussion and the fallout that followed from that. We had Colin Kaepernick banned from the NFL, basically, and I think that's the appropriate word, instead of playing the games. They settled, the NFL did, that $1 billion race-based testing case brought by veteran players. What does Roger Goodell, perhaps, and really the owners, I wish that these billionaire owners would afford you a seat at their table to have this meaningful discussion. What don't they get about what's going on here, or do they actually get it?
Well, that's the real question. Do they get it? Do they care? Is this something that even touched their desk? These are a set of billionaires who have been endowed with fiefdoms that are almost like mini cities. And they are so disconnected from the everyday lives of people, more or less African Americans. They don't care as long as the bottom line continues to generate the revenue that they are projecting. And so we have to shake that up. We have to continue to push the question. And if we cannot be heard as a community, we have to make some hard decisions around how do we patronize and selectively buy where people respect our dollars. And at this point, we are coming fastly to that juncture. Roger Goodell is a convener of a table. He's not the decision maker at the table. Every team owner, they make the decision, and we have to put more pressure on them.
Yeah, and it seems that the league is brilliant in their marketing and their window dressing and propping up Goodell as if he is this powerful guy who's going to make sure investigations go correctly and that he's going to hold people to account when truly he is doing what he's told, probably on a conference call. But you said some brilliant things this week, and among them that had me perk up from where I was sitting was reminding us about the money instead of just asking or even demanding. Buffalo, for example, looking to use public funds to build a new stadium for the Bills. 37% of the population is black. And did you directly bring that up with Roger Goodell?
Oh, yeah, we talked about all of the public financing, not only in Buffalo, but all across the country. These billionaires are seeking ways to profit off of our tax dollars, and they have been very creative in their demands of leaving cities if they don't get a new stadium, and that stadium needed to be wholly financed by the public coffers. But that has to be a part of our approach. The leverage we have is to get municipalities, get states to begin to hold the teams accountable for more diverse picture with head coaches. There have been some advancements in the front offices. There have been some advancements with assistant coaches, but there have been no advancements with coaches. We have 1.5 black coaches in the league right now. Um, and that's pitiful. And if a black coach is not successful in one place, it is more than likely that
Mm-hmm.
coach will not get a second chance. And white coaches fail all the time, and they get 2, 3, and 4 chances going to different teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the money and the contracts and the buyouts that they also get are just phenomenal. They're just phenomenal. It sounded like a minute or two ago that you alluded to the possibility that perhaps black people need to not just vote when it comes to public financing of these stadiums, but perhaps consider a boycott. And I wonder if that's what you are meaning or perhaps intending down the line.
Well, I always say that we must be selective in where we buy, what we purchase, and who we purchase from. And this is no difference. I mean, a selective buying is truly understanding that in this country, we have two currencies: our vote in a democracy to inform public policy and the spending of our tax dollars, in our capital, how we spend our dollars to hold systems and people accountable to the needs and interests of our community. And that's the capital that we hold as African Americans. Our goal now is how do we better to leverage that capital collectively, both to vote, increasing it, and making sure we get the voices necessary to represent our interests and our spend. And that's been the challenge in our community, but that's a challenge that we must stand up to ensure that leagues like the NFL reflect our community. If we're going to give up our young people who some of them work 14 years from college all the way up to try to get in the league, and they sacrifice their bodies, their health, their mental state of being, we also should be demanding that decision makers are in the front office, but also along the sideline.
Well, we're almost out of time. I was going to ask you if you could make a little trip down to Miami and offer some education to Coach McDaniels, but I don't know if that's even worth it with everything else on your plate. In the remaining time, if you could just tell us what's next. Is there another meeting plan? What's the strategy?
Well, first of all, I don't knock on brick walls without a door, a handle, or an invitation. So I'm not going to Miami until there's a reason to go. And what's next is continue dialogue to bring some of the team owners to a table to begin to discuss diversity along the sidelines, but throughout the NFL. And then more importantly, as soon as there's an opening for a purchase, that we are past the time for African American ownership in an NFL team.
Yes.
We have more than enough individually and collectively, who could stand in the gap and be a team owner. And so that's the next thing we're pushing for. I think the NBA has done better along the sidelines. We also need to push for the NBA to do the same. And so we are in this moment that we shouldn't be asking constantly to be included at a table when we should be a part of the table and building the table as well.
I love it. I love it. As I said at the top, your voice is more important now than ever. Thank you, Derrick Johnson. We appreciate you always for starting your day with us.